Hi, everybody. My name is Austin Chan, and I'm the team lead for the SOBA business team. And this year, I've had the honor of working with some of the brightest and most creative minds. And I really couldn't be more proud of this team. So over the past semester, we've had some really great moments, exploring the iHub, making s'mores around a fire, and of course, our weekly 7:30 a.m. meetings. It's gone by really, really quickly, but here are the things that I'll never forget. Ismail's unrelenting persistence to pursue some really evasive expert interviews, Zama's fascinating stories about the cinema and other vignettes in Swaziland, Tife's healthy skepticism that always kept the team on track, as well as her ability to say y'all almost as much as I do, and Talia's unending enthusiasm and making the SOBA height Excel sheet that made me really laugh. So I want to thank each and every one of you for all of your hard work, your dedication, and commitment to excellence to I-CCEW, our client-minded tribe, and each other as a team. I'm incredibly excited to introduce the Software Business Accelerator and what we've accomplished over the past semester.
Hello, my name is Andrew Alarian, and I've served as the software development team lead this semester. First of all, I would like to thank I-CCEW staff for selecting a group of 4 of the most driven, intelligent, and easy to work with people for the development team this semester. Throughout our project, this group has consistently impressed me with their ability to learn new skills, both technical and non-technical, as well as their flexibility as our project evolved. Nithenvorn is always the first to lend a helping hand on work streams other than his own. Malia attacks problems from every angle, even if that means switching approaches and starting something over. When we sometimes focus on other work streams in our meetings, Shiva made sure his part kept pace with the rest of the project. And Sanjana is not afraid to be the first one to speak her ideas, especially when dealing with tough, abstract problems. Thank you all for your hard work. You should each be so proud of yourselves for the value that you've brought our client. Now, without any further ado, I'll pass it off to the Software Business Accelerator and let them take it away.
Awesome. Good morning, everyone. Young children often find themselves in environments where their well-being isn't prioritized. Classes, social interactions, or personal identity are some of the factors that heavily determine a child's future. A study by NAMI found that those kids with the lowest well-being levels also have the highest dropout rate at 37%. Happier students learn better. Imagine what would happen if all students were given equal opportunities to succeed. We are the SOBA team, and this semester we've had the pleasure of working with MindTribe to solve this issue. MindTribe is an early-stage startup that strives to displace traditional models of building well-being in youth by providing an innovative, gamified, positive education tool. Before anything else, I will let the team members introduce themselves. My name is Ismael Carmona, and I'm an International Studies and Supply Chain Management major.
My name is Talia Dean, and I'm an MIS and accounting major.
My name is Deepa Damini, and I'm a junior in finance and economics.
My name is Zamama Kakula, and I'm a sophomore in petroleum engineering.
My name is Sanjana Muduluru. I'm a PhD student in computer science.
And we will now show you our insights from the research we've conducted this past semester, in which we gather information from over 20 interviews, 23 survey responses, and extensive market research. All this work wouldn't have been possible without our amazing TLs, and Austin Chan for the business team and Andrew Larian for the development team, as well as Cassandra Rixby and Anna Young, our fellows. So positive education is a well-being building technique that combines traditional and innovative approaches to increase happiness. This is all based on the PERMA model of happiness, which emphasizes the importance of positive emotions, engagement, relationships, meaning, and achievement. Although SEL is already widespread, we are creating one of the first data-driven tools in a $640 million market. While the SOBA business team has been working to launch a business strategy, the development team began building the first prototype. At the same time, MindTribe has been developing the curriculum and the gamified assessment part. When exploring this issue, we found some problems we needed to tackle. So in order to solve the current well-being problematic, MindTribe is developing a gamified positive education tool that is easy to integrate, engaging, and accessible to students and educators. Current tools lack integration. From interactions with Mandire's CTO, Zach Mays, we found that building a true positive education culture within a school can take up to 10 years. Also, 45% of teachers lack SEL training. Mindire addresses this with a low-burden strategy that eases the implementation process through an implicit SEL curriculum. Another major problem area is engagement and understanding. According to an interview with New Castle's district councilor, Cassandra Rainbow, students might feel isolated when interacting with this tool. The community base and the gamified nature of this tool, as well as its built-in interaction features, will solve this problem. In addition, the data analytics allow for tailored responses from teachers to rapidly address arising problems. Finally, another area of concern is accessibility. Implementing a regular SEL program costs around $200,000. Minded Try's cost-effective curriculum will cut down this cost to just $5,000. Also, given that our tool is web-based, students with different types of devices will be able to access it, breaking device barriers. Next, we will examine how Minded Try's solution model delivers value to stakeholders by addressing these key points.
Minded Tribe will deliver an efficient web service platform that will produce insightful data analytics for end users.
I think you're muted, Sama. No.
No? Can everyone hear me? Sorry. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. When schools adopt the platform, we have identified 4 end users: students, administrators, teachers, and parents. Students will gain access to engaging and attention-grabbing gamified quizzes and tests, from which data will be collected that records metrics of their well-being. Administrators will gain access to school-wide data analytics and insights from an aggregate of data collected from students' progression through gamified tasks. As students progress through their tasks, class insights will be sent to teachers, giving them almost instantaneous access to metrics, which will allow for immediate monitoring of student progress. It is important to note that students do not learn in a vacuum, so giving parents general insights into their child's progress allows for the facilitation of development of soft skills at home, improving the overall efficiency of the program. I will now pass it on to the development team, who will walk us through Minded's dashboard from a generic user's viewpoint.
The dashboard of Minded provides 3 main pages for its users. The profile page of the user includes personal information, achievements such as badges, and the user's points that he collected while finishing an assessment. This page displays users' perma chart and tendency bars to show their personal growth. The assessment page is a consolidated view of assessments for each user. These assessments can be accessed using filter option for each type of the course. The social page enables users to share their personal achievements as posts with their tribe members. Like and comment option for the post is enabled for social encouragement. This page also displays the tribe statistics. Now I'm going to give a demo of the prototype we developed. The first page is the profile page that shows the personal information of the user along with the points and the badges they collected while finishing the assessments. At the bottom section, the tendency bars and the progress bars that they have made so far in the course is also displayed along with the perma chart. Switching to the assessment page, on the left section, you can see all the courses they are the assessments they have been assigned for by the teacher, and with the filter drop down button you can also filter the type of assessments they are doing right now. Also, clicking on these assessments, you can see a small description of these assessments and you can start playing these. Moving to the social page, the left portion of the page has the tribe members information, and the rightmost portion has the points and the progress they have made so far in the courses. The center part is the social feed, where each of these posts are posted by the tribe members, and it also has the like and comment options to allow for social encouragement. We plan to restrict the content of these posts and the comment information to avoid any sort of online bullying. Now I'm going to pass it on to the business team to talk about the business market entry strategy.
After examining several factors in the SEL market in K-12 schools, we've determined that Minded Tribe should implement a phased market strategy to enter the $7 million market in Florida by securing sales in well-funded districts and forming partnerships with education foundations. There will be 3 phases: initial market entry, market expansion, and geographical expansion. Initial market entry will be focused in Florida, where the state has secure funding allocations to adopt new programs and has strong statewide legislation in place to require mental health curriculum be taught from 6th through 12th grades. By initially entering the market in well-funded districts, Minded can build credibility needed to expand through sales with partnerships in Phase 2. Phase 2 will include market expansion into Florida schools that have limited resources. The state is home to 24% of the most well-funded and high-performing education foundations in the US that exist to fund supplemental programs in schools. Following phases 1 and 2, Minded will have captured the $7 million market in Florida, which makes up only about 1% of the total $640 million market. Phase 3 includes geographical expansion into states that are leading in terms of funding, number of large school districts, and legally mandated mental health curriculum. Now we'll go ahead and take a look at how Minded will capture this market and consider who is involved in the process.
With the focus on a business-to-business distribution channel where we'll be selling to districts, we have developed a business model to illustrate the money flow between Minded Tribe and districts. As a source of revenue, Minded Tribe will sell subscriptions to districts at a cost of $110 per class of 23 students. Based on interview insights obtained from a counselor at Newcastle ISD, the buying process involves influencers such as counseling departments who attend social and emotional learning vendor conferences to learn more about their SEL program options. Conference costs average about $1,960 per conference. In most situations, the decision maker is heavily influenced by specialists, so they do most of the research and evaluation and explain everything to higher administrators in a nutshell. All decisions made regarding the implementation of a new EdTech platform like Minded Tribe is made at the district level, with the superintendent making the final decision. Another way Minded Tribe could reach customers is through direct pitches, mass media advertising, for example, sending mass emails to districts, as well as digital advertising on social media platforms such as Facebook. Now, concerning the buying criteria for schools, interviewees expressed the importance of having research-based and data-driven learning tools as part of their SEL curriculum. Schools tend to invest in programs that improve learning outcomes, precisely what Minded Tribe offers. Now that we understand how Minded Tribe will deliver the platform to customer segments, let's have a look at how the implementation process will look like.
Minded Tribe will need to ensure data privacy throughout all aspects of operations and continue to ensure that their product promotes accessibility by adhering to COPPA, FERPA, and the Americans with Disabilities Act. Tyler White, a Positive Climate School coordinator, told us that he had tried to implement a software in Tulsa schools, but received pushback from district leaders who were apprehensive about the security of the product. By signing a public student privacy pledge, Minded can reassure administrators of the ways that the company plans to handle sensitive data. And once a district has made a purchase, Minded will provide comprehensive resources inside the platform to aid administrators with initial setup. Administrators appreciate the ease at which students can be added to gaming platforms with the use of a student database. Minded should focus on building the back end to be able to interact with existing databases for ease of integration into schools. Minded will need to properly delete and encrypt data in order to make this platform integration possible. Teachers will receive invites through the secure platform so that they can set up their profiles and instruct their students to do the same. As Minded continues to develop the platform to be appropriate for a wider range of age groups, they will have to avoid software features that are not accessible to all. 3D imaging, for example. And now that we understand the implementation of the product, we'll go ahead and take a look at some of the key features that differentiate Minded from competitors.
Minded must develop a low-cost platform that promotes student engagement, minimizes teacher burden, and provides end users with personalized feedback from game data. Minded's core values are affordability and accessibility. Keeping the product below the $110 average makes the product affordable for schools and districts. and designing a web-based application ensures it is easy access across all devices. Due to Minded being a digitized tool with an inbuilt curriculum, it will minimize teacher burden in 2 ways. It will reduce the amount of training necessary to operate, for example, in contrast to traditional models such as TeachPeak, which could take up to 3 years. And because teachers no longer need to spend hours designing a curriculum, it saves them and the school that time investment. A counselor we interviewed, Cassandra Ringbolt, highlighted that data-driven technologies were most preferable. Due to its gamified component, Minded will be able to collect data as the student progresses through that task and determine a measurable improvement. Administrators will benefit from this because, as Polly Maxwell, a coordinator for Hope-Centered Schools, mentioned in an interview, due to the transition online, it has been harder for districts to keep track of student emotional well-being, as they normally use counselor visits to keep track. Minded will provide a tracking mechanism and regular insight into how well the general district is doing, which will improve funding prospects. Counselors will benefit from getting personalized and aggregate student data, which will allow them to pay closer attention to students struggling with certain SEL topics and guide them in class-wide decisions. Next, we will look into Minded's projected costs and revenues for the next 5 years.
We estimate that Minded Tribe will generate $1.2 million in profits over the first 5 years, provided that Minded invests in customer success programs that will ensure customer satisfaction. These programs will also maintain a high retention rate over time. We project that Minded won't break even until year 3 after a $4 million spend. It is important to note that there are no projected profits in the first year, year 0, as that will be the year in which the product development is completed. Now, in building the financial model, several core assumptions were made. To determine the price, we used the competitive pricing strategy, which will result in a higher rate of success and will allow Minded Tribe to effectively enter the market while still being profitable. The subscription price per user is $4.30. We calculated that the initial market capture will be approximately 24 schools. And according to research conducted by Markets and Markets, the SEL market size is projected to grow at an annual growth rate of about 25%. We assume that Minded will grow at about the same rate proportionally, considering its rapid expansion plans in the first couple of years. Now, employee costs form a substantial proportion of expenses, both initially and as an ongoing cost. As the product reaches full development over the years, expenses flatten out due to constant payroll costs after full development. To maintain its market share and increase revenues, Minded will have to invest in customer success programs and consistently improve the platform to upgrade its status in the market. Now, investing in customer success software such as Gainsight, for example, will also decrease churn rates by providing insights on customer behavior. Now, with that being said, let's have a look at the recommended next steps for Minded Tribe.
Moving forward, Minded should work to first develop a minimum viable product in order to allow for user testing and feedback before launching the fully developed platform. On the operations end, the devs will complete a prototype of the generic user dashboard. Therefore, Minded should focus on developing a semester-long curriculum for middle schoolers and integrating the curriculum assessment with the dashboard. Minded cannot launch this product without proper security measures when storing and transmitting data. They will have to consider partnerships with third parties to purchase cloud storage, implement a single sign-on service, purchase cybersecurity, and any authentication and encryption softwares. Operations, payroll, and third-party partnerships will require an initial investment of approximately $500,000 from Minded. Therefore, acquiring that funding either through loans or grants must be an area of focus. We would like to thank Zach, Kim, and David for allowing us to work with them for the last 3 months and helping us understand their vision for the functionality and growth of the product. We're looking forward to seeing the platform make measurable impact on the positive education culture and efficiency across schools everywhere. Thank you. We will now open the floor to questions.
Thank you guys so much. I've got one question. So you talked about customer success being very important for our success. What might a typical day look like for a customer success manager? Who are they interacting with? What are their kind of responsibilities?
All right. I think it'd be best for Minded Tribe to hire a customer success team that will be responsible for addressing any issues customers have, and in that way that be making sure that customers are satisfied. And if customers are satisfied, then there'll be a word of mouth telling other districts about this great product with amazing customer service, and in that way would get the product moving and a lot of people would acquire it, and in that way Minded Tribe will make a lot of money. Another thing the customer success team would do, so get customer success software that will sort of track customer behavior. So Minded Tribe will sort of tailor its operations towards what customers want to see and want to work with. So that's the answer.
And when you say customer, are you thinking of all three, like admins, students, and teachers, or is there one, like a specific one you're focusing more on?
When I say customers, I'm mainly referring to districts, since those are the customers would be directly selling to, and they will get the products to teachers through schools.